morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Concerned Christians Outreach. Once again, our own duty given to us by God is to see that we bring many people to Christ through the management of their marriage and home. And we have many newly married couples. We have to let them beware of some things they will come across, so that by not knowing and doing the wrong thing, they might not lose the kingdom of God. So, my dear newly wedded couple, another area in your marital life we want you to watch and handle discreetly is the mother-in-law. The issue of the mother-in-law. You are a mother-in-law? I am a mother-in-law, and I'm proud to be one. The mother-in-law is an important person in your relationship. So, when we talk about the mother-in-law, who is the mother-in-law? She is the mother of one's wife or husband. That is according to Advanced Learner's Dictionary. Now, according to canon law, which is a body of laws and regulations made by church leadership, they said mother-in-law is not one's mother by nature, but by legal pact of marriage. So somebody can become a mother-in-law by legal pact of marriage. Now, we should know the difference between by law and by nature. Now, by law, this is the unbiblical code that unites mother and child, which is very strong. By nature, mother-in-law by nature is this one has the unbiblical code that unites mother and child, which is very strong. By canon law, that one says that a mother-in-law enjoys the same rights and duties as a natural mother, but this cannot be so in the real sense, that is, in the natural case. So do not be deceived by the love your daughter-in-law shows at the beginning of their marital life. Some mother-in-laws, they forget themselves. You know, a newly wedded wife, when she comes home, she does not know much about you. She embraces you. She does everything for you. But be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Don't overstep your bounds, because you may be surprised as things may change dramatically. So, you must know that as the stress and problems of marital life become evident, your loving daughter-in-law may become one that will not like to see you. Now, in the African context, or I say in the Nigerian context, we do not believe that dichotomy that mother-in-law have same rights and duties and the natural mother is not true. In the African context, it is not true. If you are a mother-in-law, know that you are a mother-in-law. You are not the mother. So don't overstep your boundaries. Let us look at it this way to understand. If you're a mother-in-law and you come to visit, you come to your son's matrimonial home, will you be ready to clean the house, sweep, cook, while your daughter-in-law is still in bed? Will you be ready to do that for her without complaint? Does the daughter-in-law trust you? For example, when the daughter-in-law delivers and she needs somebody to help her with her body, do you think she will invite you to come and do it when she has a mother? Do you think she trusts you? No. She will prefer a natural mother than you. So, you mother-in-law, be careful. You are not a mother. We have seen cases where a daughter-in-law who has just delivered is forced to cook, even to pound yam for the mother-in-law, whose favorite food is pounded yam. They say, after all, she's a wife. And do you think our real mother will allow her to do that? So don't let us deceive ourselves. If even we have a few people, if we have people who can act as real mothers, the percentage will be very, very low. It will be very, very low. So, there are certain things I want us to note from what I have said. You must note very well, your daughter-in-law is not your daughter. She's not your daughter. Do not expect too much from her. Even if she's very good at the early stages, later, when the pressure and stress of marital life come in, she may change gear. So, then secondly, you must remember that there is a struggle between you and your daughter-in-law. It is often said that during a marriage ceremony, the most unhappy person is the mother-in-law, because she sees the wife as somebody who is going to take from her the love the son has for the mother-in-law. So we have this problem of the mother-in-law with the daughter-in-law, which is the problem of the struggle for the soul of the son, the soul of the mother-in-law, and the husband of the wife. There is struggle between them. The mother-in-law does not like it. I love my son. Oh, well, look at that woman. Look at that lady. She's not going to take over the love. There is that struggle for the soul of this husband. Now we have many examples we can show. But I will refer us to the Bible. Judith is the daughter-in-law of Rebekah. We can read this in Genesis 26, verses 34 to 35. This one says, and Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri, the Hittite, and Bashmath, the daughter of Helon, the Hittite, which were a grief of mind unto Isaac and Rebekah. Those are daughter-in-laws, but they were a grief to the father-in-law and the mother-in-law. And why? Because they are from a tribe that is rejected by God. They are idol worshippers. They don't know God. So they are unhappy that their own son could go. So all the time, these wives make the in-laws unhappy. And you know what happened? When Esau saw that his parents were not happy with his wife, he then went to marry another one who is an Israelite. So you can see the effect, the strong effect of a mother-in-law on the life of the son. So, my dear listeners, you can see that the mother-in-law is a very important person in a home. So, I want us to be very careful. We must be the source of joy, like Jesus Christ, to our parents. So, though the Bible did not tell us exactly why Rebekah and Isaac hated these two ladies, because the hatred was too much. People believe that the hatred was more than ethnicity. But all we know, that is the ethnicity is the one we know. And we see that Esau tried to correct it by marrying an Israelite. So, my dear young couples, especially you the wife, your mother-in-law, though she's not your real mother, but by law, by church law, by canon law, she is your mother. And she's expected to enjoy the same rights as your real mother. But by African tradition, you can see the dichotomy, but by African tradition, she is not your mother. But because of the love you have for your husband, we said last week, there is a burden in marriage because of the love you have for your husband. And your husband is the son of your mother-in-law. You have to love your mother-in-law and take care of her. God will bless all of us.